Hello everyone, welcome to this chit chat episode 9. And today I have with me Raghunath, who will also be talking on some specific strategies. So a lot of people have been missing our options talk. We have got a lot of messages. So we will try to have Raghunath in at least one of the chit chats every month. So you can at least look forward to that. So today we have him, and before that, my usual market review. And if you remember what I had said last Sunday, we were here somewhere, and I had said that as long as this gap is held, in fact, Nifty came down twice, once over here and other times over here, and it was very close. Of course, the gap was still not filled. That is number one, and number two, in fact, there was quite a good buying happened every time it came near there. So between 16,180 and 16,200 on the Nifty futures, both the times it got bought heavily. And then after that, what happened in the last 2 days, everyone knows. So no need to tell. So what the importance is, what in fact I had tweeted also that day. What is this a bearish chart? Because what had happened was 3 days back there was a big sell-off in mid cap and small cap. So almost like there was a panic everywhere, and people were thinking. In fact, I got a few messages saying that I have hedged my mid cap portfolio by buying Nifty puts. That is the most dangerous thing to do, because I'm sure they must have, suffered heavily today, because that is not the way to hedge, at least for the short term, not for this month. There are hedging strategies for far month like December 2021 or something, but definitely not for the current month, because now what has happened is Nifty has gone up almost 350 points from that low, and mid caps have recovered, but definitely not recovered to the level where they were last week. So it's a loss on both sides. So that is not the way to do. So it's best to follow the Nifty levels for Nifty, and then treat the mid caps, small caps as per there. You need to have trailing stop losses, and if you are there for the long term, then even for the long term there will be a stop loss. So you have to go through those drawdowns. I'm not saying mid cap and small cap have topped out, but in case you are afraid, you need a stop loss. So every holding which you have needs a stop loss, whether it is short term or long term. So coming back to Nifty, it has given a strong trend over the last couple of days. And on the PNF chart, which I have shown many times, this is a clear breakout again. And in fact, this last consolidation from all the way from last couple of months has now finally ended with this big anchor column and then another double top buy. So now, as long as it is above 16,300, everyone knows that. The nearest support is still 16,180. But I would say somewhere between 16,300 and 16,400, that should be the support area in case of any dip. If that goes, then we go back to the 16,200. So, of course, I'm not saying it will go in case it goes, so because that is something which no one can say. Coming to the Bank Nifty chart, this is still underperforming. That is the biggest problem in this market. If this is the Bank Nifty futures chart, where you'll see here from the high of 36 around 400, it dropped sharply to 35 700 or so, and it is still within that band. It is still not crossed it. So as long as it is below 36 400, it will remain sideways, and only a breakout above 36 400 on the futures will be treated as a good breakout on Bank Nifty. At the same time, if we see the point and figure chart of Bank Nifty, I had shown this last week, and I remember it needs a close above 36,070. I had said 36 100. So finally, I think for the first time it has done that, and in fact it is a triple top by turtle breakout, double top by everything. So this points to bullishness on Bank Nifty. So maybe that 36 400 might be crossed in the coming week, and I can safely say if 36 400 is crossed decisively, then the target should be 3700. 37,000. So that, then what will lead Bank Nifty? Again, I come back to the HDFC Bank 1500 call, which I had mentioned last week here. I had shown how it came back from the gap area. It has again gone to the gap area today. And you'll see here the band which I had drawn last week still remains. And as long as this 1500 call is below 40, in fact, today's high was also something similar, around 35, 36. And this high is near 40. So if it trades decisively above 40, then that will be a breakout on HDFC Bank. On the bank, on the individual chart of HDFC Bank, it is looking bullish, but it's just a question of crossing this resistance on the 15,000 call, 1500 call. So if it goes above 40, then maybe another 20, 30 points can be, it can run over here. So this is all I need to say about the options part. One chart which is quite important right now. Now, this is a ratio chart of Nifty 50 versus Nifty Mid and Small 400. This is an index on in TradePoint. So this is Nifty Mid and Small on the in the denominator and Nifty 50 in the numerator. Here you'll see all the way from November 2020 till first week of August 2021 for almost 8.5 months. Nifty 50 was underperforming that index. In fact, that was outperforming because Nifty is the numerator. And now it has given a trend line breakout above this. So this means that the large caps might still outperform the mid and small caps. So in case you want to trade short-term longs, I think the Nifty 50 stocks will be more favorable than the mid and small cap stocks because because of this clear outperformance and this breakout which is seen in this ratio chart. So this is something which this is a useful tool to understand what can move if Nifty is to move. And like I said, in another chart over here, which I'll just show this again, the first likely target for Nifty now, which I had said last time also, is about 16,700. And of course, there is a big old target which is 17,200. Of course, when that will come, no one can say. But now this 16,700 is quite within touching distance, hardly 200 points away. So that is quite possible. So concentrate on large caps. There are one of them is HDFC Bank, second is Reliance, third is HDFC, fourth is Tata Steel. Tata Steel above 1485, which was the previous high, can give a good bounce of maybe 50, 70 points in the very short term. Of course, over the long term, it is still a bullish chart, but there is a short term resistance near 1480, 85. So this is all from my side. Raghunath, any questions or can you take over now?
Yeah, I just wanted to add some point regarding the small caps and the Nifty.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to that ratio chart that you showed, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're talking about hedging the Nifty small caps with Nifty puts, right?
No,
So,
that is what
like
some
some,
people ask me.
yes,
I'm not saying that. What happened
yeah,
was after the sell-off in mid caps and small caps over the last few
understood.
days, some people hedged them with Nifty puts.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, so exactly. So actually, this is a very dangerous thing
Yeah.
because your Nifty puts will not protect you from any fall in Nifty mid cap. So this has exactly happened in 2017 in the second
Yes.
half.
Correct.
That mid caps and small caps they were falling, and the Nifty was either not moving or slightly moving up. So basically, if you are trying to hedge Nifty small cap and mid cap with Nifty puts, then it will not work. In
Right.
fact, you will be in loss from the hedge as well. So either better to exit, as you said, by taking a stop loss, or to have their own stop loss, or the stop loss based on the index, small cap and mid cap index, this
Right.
thing. But hedging it will never work with Nifty puts versus mid cap and small cap stocks.
Yeah. In fact,
So
I
only
always
Nifty,
say that if you
yeah,
want to trade, the best way to trade is to have. I mean, there's no point in having more than. There's. I don't think there is anyone who has 100 or 200 stocks holding. So even if it is 30, 40 stocks, identify individual stop losses for each stock and use that.
yes, yes. Okay, I just wanted to make that point because I built one some time ago. I built one
Hmm.
portfolio hedging tool.
Okay.
So in that tool, if you upload the stocks that you have, at least the
Mm-hmm.
Nifty 50 stocks, then you can actually exactly know how much, like which strike put you have to buy to hedge
Okay.
the Nifty stocks. So in that, I tried this part, where I uploaded the Nifty small cap and mid cap stocks, and then based on beta weightage and all those things.
Yeah.
And if I bought the Nifty puts, it never worked. So
Right.
that's how I clearly remember that this is not going to work with Nifty put
So
options.
that will work only for Nifty 50, right? I
Yes, only
mean,
Nifty 50 to work.
yeah, yeah.
So that is very unfortunate that we don't have any index. Either it could be index for the small caps or mid caps, and
Yeah,
options or futures on that. So
correct.
that way, at least you could hedge, some way or the other. But unfortunately, we don't have that. That would have been an
Right.
amazing thing.
Yeah, there are methods where people buy leap puts, like December 2021, and then keep selling weekly puts of Nifty. But again, that is Nifty, and then you need to know
Yeah,
what you're doing. It can't be most of
the,
the people who own mid cap and small caps are not very well versed with options trading.
yeah,
So it's not
exactly.
something which is easy to everyone.
Yeah, you can see the this thing,
Yeah.
my PowerPoint. Okay. So these days, on Twitter, I see people, fighting over that option buying will work, and some people saying only non-directional or option selling will work. And there is always this argument. People will throw statistics, and then people will throw statistics from option buying side and option selling side. And I mean, let's on this topic, there will be always be fighting. But we have to realize the fact that both option buying will also work and both option selling will also work. What is important
Absolutely. Yeah.
is the context surrounding the decision that you take when you do this part, whether you sell options or whether you buy options. So there are specific time points where buying will work very well, and for majority part of time, option selling will work. But
Right.
the again, it comes to the fact that 80% of time option buying will fail. But when the 20% of time when it works, it will give you returns that it will recoup and it will earn even more than what you have lost in the 80% of time by buying
Right.
options. It's like trend following, right? And trend following also
Absolutely.
you have when the market is choppy, then you keep on losing on trend in the trend following strategies. But
Right.
even with 40% win rate, trend following strategies make more than enough to recoup whatever you lost when the market was choppy.
Yeah.
So it's the same principle even with option buying as well as option selling. So you have to find the zone where these things work, option buying or option selling. So option buying will work when there is momentum in the stock or the index, or when there is a
Absolutely.
strong trend. And your option selling will work when there is sideways movement in the market. That's all I wanted to say
Yeah.
to give a perspective on option selling as well as option buying. Now coming back to, so today we'll talk about from the perspective of options buying and how you can be on the right side by options buying by doing certain strategies. Okay, not just
Okay.
buying long options, but you can do certain other strategies to try to capture what you're trying to do. Okay,
Okay.
I'll give some examples.
Yeah.
So basically, in the directional place, okay, of course you can do directional place by selling as well as by buying. Uh, so we'll talk both in any case.
Yeah.
So long call or long put, we can make it. We can make money. Short call or short put. These are all directional strategies, vertical spreads and ratio spreads. Now, long call or long put. We buy a long call when we have a bullish view, and we buy a put option when we have bearish view, and they have unlimited profit potential, both of them. And the maximum loss you pay is the premium that you pay to buy them. Okay, so these are risk defense strategies. So that is the main advantage when you're buying options, that your risk is defined. But the disadvantage is that these are low probability strategies. So it has anywhere around 30 to 40% probability of profit. Okay. So both these
Right.
strategies should be placed when implied volatility is low. Okay. So this is the ideal time when you have to buy long call or long put. But I'm not saying that you cannot buy long call or long put when the IVs are high. You can still buy them when IVs are high, but there should be a strong momentum in the stock or index during that period of time when
Correct.
the IVs are very high. For example, when the market fell in March 2020, at that point of time, IVs are very high. But even then, you could buy long options, long put options, for example, because there was a strong momentum in one particular direction. So, but the ideal condition is when the implied volatility is low, so your premiums are cheaper. That's the only reason this low IV is ideal. That's the only reason. Now, short call or short put. So we sell a call option when we are bearish and sell a put option when we are bullish. Now, profit potential is limited to credit received. So whatever you premium receive, that is the maximum profit you will get. And
Correct.
maximum potential loss is undefined. So it's a highly risky strategy because the maximum loss is undefined. Okay. But these are high probability strategies. These will have, depending on the strike price that you choose, anywhere between 70% to 90% probability of profit. Okay. If you go farther out of the money, you will have much higher probability of profit,
Correct.
but you'll get, it will have less profit potential. But if you go with slightly out of the money, then your maximum profit potential is much higher, but your risk will also be higher because your probability of potential will come down. Sorry, yeah. Both these strategies should be placed when implied volatility is high. Okay. So when we have the high IV, then your premiums are high. So your break evens are further away. So you have much more breathing room in case something goes wrong. Okay.
Can this high
And
be defined? I mean, how high is high?
yes, so high means you can choose IV percentile. Let's say, so midpoint is fine. But if you ask me, you can define as 70 IV percentile is high IV.
Okay.
And then on the low IV part, anything less than 30 is low IV.
Yeah.
So that is how you choose uh, whether to go with short call, short put or long call, long put,
Yeah.
depending on the IV strategy. Okay. For example, when the markets were going down in the March 2020, the
Hmm.
best strategy at that point of time was a short put strategy because the highs are very high. So if you do further out of the money puts, short puts, then that at that point of time, these are very good strategy at that point of time. But obviously you have to understand that there is a risk there. But if the
Yeah.
market goes down even further and if the IV rises even further, then that's a problem. And that is where you have to be smart on when you have to do this kind of strategy. You have to do this strategy when you're, let me show. Uh, 1 minute. Okay. So for example, I think this I highlighted in one of the option stock
Yeah.
that you should do this short option strategy when the IV is going down, not when going up, but when it is going down. So this was around this time was the ideal time to short the puts, for example.
Right.
That was the ideal time. So this you should avoid to short strategies, short options, and this is the time you short your options. Of course, depending on the direction that you want to go with.
But tell me one thing, this kind of high IV comes maybe just once in few years, right? I mean, it's not something which comes
Yeah,
so often.
yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But I mean, you will have this kind of these things. You can see, for example, during budget time, for example,
Okay.
you will see IV going up to maybe 21, 22, 25, something like that. And after the budget, then that's a good time because after that the IVs will start going down.
Right.
So that's when depending on your directional strategy, you choose that is the ideal time to go with that kind of strategies. Sorry. Yeah. So depending on that, you can choose which strategy to go with. When the IVs are coming down,
Yeah.
but IVs are still high. Now vertical spreads. And by the way, so let's just I'll show one example that what are the things that are working against a long option. If you take a long option, it could be put call, it doesn't matter. Okay, you buy a long option. Just go to Greeks is enough. If you look here, okay, now three things are working against this. One, the direction. If it goes against you in the wrong direction, then you're going to lose. Okay. Now, if your theta, so there is a theta decay when you buy a long option, right? So this
Fine.
is working against you. And then Vega. This is working against you when if the Vega drops, when the volatility drops. Okay. So that is what you have to look at when we are doing long option strategies, that three things are working against you. Now, if you do the exact opposite on this, okay, when you do a short call option, for example, theta is working in favor of you. Your direction may be working for a little bit. Okay, for example, there is slight, there is a direction room for you. And then Vega is working for you if you're assuming that the volatility is going to go down. Otherwise, Vega, it can work against you or work with you depending on in which direction it is going. So, so how we are going to handle the long option when these three factors are working against you, and
Okay.
your vertical spreads come into picture. So what is a vertical spread? Buying a call or put option and at the same time selling a call or put option of different strike but of same expiry. So it captures moderate underlying moves, unlike the long option strategies. It has limited risk, bullish or bearish positions, and lower to medium probability strategies. So long options will have anywhere between 13 to 40, 45, but the vertical spreads will have 40 to 60% probability of profit. So this strategy should be placed when implied volatility is high, and sometimes you can combine directional as well as implied volatility view.
Yeah.
These are different vertical spreads. A bull call spread, so you buy at the money and sell out of the money, call option. And bull put spread is you uh, buy out of the money option, out of the money put option, and sell at the money put option. Okay, so bull call spread and bull put spread. And you have exact opposite, vice versa, for the put options as well, bearish positions as well. Okay. Now credit spreads have higher probability of profit than debit spreads. Okay. For example, these credit spreads, they have higher probability of profit than these debit spread strategies. Debit spreads are ideal under low IV conditions and credit spreads are ideal under all IV conditions. Credit spreads are less directional compared to debit spreads. For example, if you look here, right, if it doesn't move, then you are going to lose in this strategy.
Right.
Okay, but in the case of credit spreads, even if it doesn't move, you can gain from this strategy. So that is why it is slightly less directional than debit spread strategy. Credit spreads profit even when underlying doesn't move, but debit spreads need the underlying to move in its direction to make profit. Okay. Now, so what is the advantage of these vertical spreads over a long option strategy? The advantage is that, again, I'll show the example. Let's say this is a long call option, right? So now I sell a 16,700, let's say, put option, sorry, call option. Now go back to the Greeks. Now suddenly your directionality has reduced. Okay.
Yeah.
And your theta is also reduced, theta depreciation. And your Vega effect is also reduced. So basically you have reduced to two things from your from the long option, but yet retain the directional position. So that is the advantage of a spread over a long option.
Yeah.
So long option, the longer you keep, the faster you lose money, but the spread will give you a little bit more time for your what do you say, for your signal to work in your favor. Let's say you got a long you got a breakout signal, or you got a from PNF you got a double top buy or triple top buy, something like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes what happens after the breakout, it will take some time. Sometimes
Yeah.
it could be a fake out or it could be a real breakout. We don't know. So when that happens, when the breakout happens, we don't know how the market will behave after that. It could keep on going up, or it could, stay there or go back down. So if you buy a long option, okay, you will lose in two ways. If it doesn't move or if it goes down. But when you're doing the spread, if it doesn't move, it's fine. You'll not lose a much for a while. And if the direction goes against you also, you will not lose a lot as compared to a long call option. Long call option, for example, if we consider a long breakout. Okay. So these are the advantages of a vertical spread over the long call option. So it gives you more time for the signal to work in your favor. And this exactly happened with AP with Airtel. If I show you that Airtel, Bharti Airtel, I
Yeah.
also remember that you gave one call during that time around 550 above. There was a breakout,
Yeah.
right? If I remember
Correct.
correctly. Okay, so there was a breakout above somewhere here. Yeah,
Yeah.
570 or
550. Correct.
yeah, 550 or somewhere there. So if you took a breakout, if you took a your double top by or triple top by signal here, and it has stayed here for 3-4 days, it has stayed here for a while, almost thinking thinking that this is going down, that this is not a real breakout.
Correct.
Almost felt like that. If you were in a long call option here at this stage, you would have been a huge loss, and your stop loss might have hit if you would have taken only a long option strategy.
Naked. Yeah.
But yeah, naked. But if you would have done a spread, then you would have time to withstand this sideways action. And then after
Correct.
that, you got a breakout, and then you know you could be in a very nice sitting on a very nice profit from this spread. But so that is the uh, idea behind doing a spread. It gives you more time. So when you get a signal and you are buying a long call or long put option, then you cannot stay in the trade in for more than 2 to 3 days,
Correct.
right? Because your theta will eat up all your premium. And if you want to stay for longer time period in the trade, then go with a vertical spread. It will give you a room for at least 5 to 10 days for you to stay in the trade and the signal to work in your favor. So that's the advantage of doing a spread.
Yeah.
Now ratio spreads, these are slightly complex strategy. It is buying a near the money call or put option and at the time selling a higher number out of the money call or put option of same expiry. It is complex and high risky strategy because there is a net short option involved. You capture moderate underlying moves and short volatility, theta decay and directional strategy. This strategy should be placed when implied volatility is high, and these are used to trade contra trend moves. Okay. Now I will tell you what are the contra trend moves. So, okay, let's say let's take the example of Bharti Airtel only. Now, after the breakout from 555, it has gone in one direction only. Okay, so here you might think that that it has gone a long, and this might correct a little bit more. Okay, it might correct a little bit, maybe like 20 points, something like that. Then for that, it's a contra trend move that you are predicting that might happen. Then what you would do is that you sell, sorry, yeah, sorry, you buy a put
Bye.
6030 at the money put option, and then you sell 610, maybe 620, maybe, yeah. Okay, so now this is your contra trend move that you're predicting, that the Bharti Airtel is going to correct a little bit. This is just an example. I'm not asking you to go and take this trade, okay?
Hmm.
But what happens if it keeps on going up? So even if you're wrong on the direction, you will not lose from this strategy because this is already covered on the upside. There is no loss in this.
Right.
But if it corrects a little bit, then that is fine. If it corrects mildly, that is fine. There is no problem. You'll be in profit. But if it corrects very sharply, then there is a problem. Okay, if it corrects sharply, then there are strategies, for the adjustments that you can do to mitigate that kind of circumstance. Like for example, you buy another put option out of the money put option to mitigate that situation if there is a sharp correction. Okay, so that's how you do contra trend moves. So if something went up, directionally for a long time, and you expect that there is a mild correction, then you do a put ratio spread. And if you think that a stock or the index fell down a lot, and you think that it is going to have a dead cat bounce, for example, then you do a uh, call ratio spread. Okay, so that is how you uh, do the contra trend moves. Because if there is a mild correction, you benefit, and if it still goes in the same direction, you will not lose. Okay, so that is the
So this is
advantage of
basically
doing the,
trading pullbacks.
yeah, trading pullback, slight pullback. So that is how you have to do a directional option strategies under different scenarios. And as you have seen, right? I mean, long call have a different definition. So for very short time, 2 to 3 days, long call option, because there is a strong momentum in that particular stock or Nifty or whatever. There is a strong breakout. Vertical spreads, when you think that it has given a breakout, but it might take some time for it to go in your favor, then go with a vertical ratio spread, because it will give you more time for your signal to work. And then you do ratio spreads when you think that there's a pullback, whether on the downside or on the upside. So that is it, maybe from me.
Yeah, I think that's a good. Of course, we had covered this briefly in one of the option talk initially, but this will be a good
Okay.
revision to
Yeah.
whoever had not seen it, or maybe whoever had seen it and wants to go through it again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's all from our side, and let's hope we have another. I expect, of course, I didn't mention though Nifty is very bullish. Like I said, maybe 16,700. But
Mm.
extreme short term, the put call ratio is not clearly bullish, so maybe there might be a pullback. But let's hope that pullback is only maybe 100 or 150 points, if at all. Otherwise, I think
Yeah.
16,700 should come next week. That's what I expect.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you then, and bye bye.
Okay.
We'll
Thank you.
see you in the next
Bye.
chit chat next week.